Good morning. This is for the sign of Aries. Aries or Aries cross watcher. You could be any sign watching this though. Thank you guys for being here with me. Crap, I should have wrote it down. I heard unreachable, that's what it was. Unreachable. That's the title of our video today, my fellow Aries, or again, cross watcher. I guess I should have said good morning, good afternoon, good night. I just like saying that because everybody who watches this, it's different times where they are in the world, and you never know. It could be morning while I'm recording this, but you watch it at night or in the evening. I don't know. So, welcome. I guess I'll say that just to sum it all up. Unreachable is what we're talking about today, and I guess I can pull a lot of energy from just that one word. Someone may not be able to find you, may not be able to contact you. Maybe you have a new number, new address, a new profile, a new job. Maybe someone has a way of getting in touch with you or reaching you, but you're emotionally unreachable. You could say emotionally unavailable, but unreachable is the word. Meaning you're well emotionally available, but just not for a particular person. This could be anyone. This could be a parent who's estranged from you, a sibling. It's somebody. It could be an ex of yours, a prior friend you used to have. It's something. It could even be a new love that there was like potential there, but it never went anywhere. Somebody can't reach you, either your heart space, you don't hold space for them anymore, or they actually can't get in touch with you. I think it's either one of those. I'm gonna go with my gut. My question is, should I ask, why are you unreachable? Or should I ask, why do they want to? You want that one? Why? Well, coming from an I place, and if we're trying to be understanding here, there's been plenty of times in this human existence of mine, of being on this planet, where I wasn't really open to people, certain people. Did they deserve it? Well, some, and others maybe not so much, and not that I necessarily would like to reach out to them now, but you get to a place in life with some people where you're like, wow, if I ever do somehow run into them again, I'll probably just, if they will even acknowledge me, which I wouldn't blame them if they didn't, I just take accountability. I think someone may be taking accountability. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but I think that's what's happening. Like, people do wake up. It doesn't happen often, and it doesn't happen all the time. But sometimes people wake up, and then every now and then you get people who pretend they've woken up and see something just to weasel back in your life. And you can call those like tricksters or spies or something, I don't know this person's intentions, is it sincere? That's on them. You know what it kind of feels like to me? It feels like something isn't working out in their life, and so they're realizing, like, damn, maybe you really did stand in their corner. Maybe you still do, but you've been focusing more on your life, and as you should. It feels a bit, I don't know if it's deceptive. I don't get that. Doesn't mean it's not. I just get that maybe someone is you're like heavy on their brain right now because, again, something ain't working out. Something's going on. And now they're like, you're running through their head. You're running through their heart. Like, they may be wondering, are you still cool with me? Are we still cool? Like, maybe this is someone who knows that y'all, maybe it didn't end good and you aren't cool with them, and they may want to make up. I've noticed that. Have you guys noticed that? There's a lot of people going through that right now. It seems like a lot of chaos going on, a lot of change, and a whole lot of reminiscing, nostalgia, questioning things. Someone's questioning things, and Maybe even, I don't want to go as far as to say this, but someone could be thinking like, damn, you were right, Aries, or something like that. Vice versa, you can reverse this. This could be you, like, damn, they were right. That's also happened to me, where somebody may have tried to get me to see something at a point in life, but I was too in my ego. I was too proud, or I was just stubborn and didn't care. I brushed it off, but it obviously stuck with me, because later on, when I had some sort of knock upside the head by the universe, I was like, wow, that person actually tried to get me to see that before, and I just didn't. I feel like I owe them an apology, you know, even if you don't necessarily. Someone may feel like they kind of owe you an explanation for why they've been acting a certain way, or their behavior or something, or they may actually feel like, dang, I kind of need to like make something right with Aries, or at least make sure I still got my foot in the door, and that I didn't completely ruin our friendship or our connection, our love, whatever scenario. Oh, I'm getting a vision. I love when I get visions. It's one of the most common things I get is visions and like really vivid dreams, which have been crazy lately. I think I'm gonna have to get my glasses too. All right, I'm getting a vision of somebody in an auditorium. I don't know if this is like in high school or an actual like an auditorium of a movie theater or a play. There's an auditorium, and someone is showing up a little late to the party, or a little late to the event, a little late to the show, game, pep rally, I don't know, concert. Someone's showing up a little late, and it just so happens that their seat, the one that their ticket says, oh, row, I'm hearing B12. Someone may also be deficient in B12 vitamins, may need a little B12 booster or something, or something about the B12. Anyway, I'm also hearing it's all about the Benjamins, baby. So I see this person in my vision. They're going to their seat at this event in this auditorium, whatever it is, okay? But they happen to see that as they go to their seat, oh, look, it's this person over here who they had a connection with before, or it's the one that they since have, see, because I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is to them. It could be romantic, it could be family, it could be an old friend, I don't know, right? And they're like, oh, let's say it's you, Aries. Oh, Aries is over there. And it just so happens also that the seat beside you is empty. But the show's already started, right? I said the show is late. The auditorium's full except for a couple little seats here and there. And the one that just so happens to be empty, one of them, is beside this person, you. So they come to you and they're kind of like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, walking through everybody to get to you. And they're like, hey, is the seat taken? And you're like, well, clearly not. You know, I don't know if you say that, but mentally you're thinking, well, clearly not. You want to sit down, sit down. I'm not going to bite you. But, you know, if you get in trouble for sitting in a seat you didn't pay for, like maybe this person didn't show, but maybe they're going to be late just like you are. So you want to sit there, that's on you. I'm not going to say, yes, please do. Like you're basically, it's kind of like the idea in my vision that you're not going to like beg someone to come sit by you or be on your team or be on your side or take your advice or, you know, acknowledge something. You're not going to beg them. Sit where you want. But what's happening is they want to sit by you. They want to energetically get closer to you. Or reconnect in some way. Reestablish some sort of bond. And maybe they want you to know that they're on your side. Because what happens if somebody sits beside you at an auditorium? They're on your side. I love how spirit works when they give me visions. You see how that worked? I love that. That didn't come from me. That came from God. Thank you, God. I'm not that smart. But so, yeah, somebody wants you to, maybe even wants you to know I am on your side. Maybe they're under the impression that you think they're against you. Some have been. Use your judgment, you know. You gotta watch for those tricky ones. But this person, you know, maybe just their actions have kind of shown you something. But you haven't really thought much about it, I feel. Maybe you did it first and you've just been like focusing on your own seat and your own, you know, where you're at. You're focusing on where you're at. You're not worried about all the seats that aren't filled. So let's say in the vision they're sitting there with you and it's just like an awkward silence, you know, but then they try to like make small talk with you and it's nice and all, but you're like, well, I'm trying to watch this show, or I'm trying to kind of focus, you know. It's not like you're bothered, but again, I think you're putting yourself first here. I think that's the point of my vision. Aries or Aries cross watcher, whoever's watching this video, unless it's reversed, you are in a place in your life at a comfortable, you're in a seat, you're in a comfortable position in your life where you've given yourself the closure you've needed, you've focused on your own growth in life, you know, you're not projecting out here. Not that you won't give advice when needed, or you know, a shoulder to lean on, but for the most part, you know, you can only really work on you. So that's what you've been doing, and I feel like you're trying to make sure that you, if this isn't you now, it's about to happen when this occurs. Someone comes back in, sweeps back in. It's like, I still want to make sure I stay balanced and focused on my life. Like, I don't want to get too wrapped up in what someone else has got going on and distracted. You know, which is positive. I think that's a great way to go about it. So maybe like baby steps here, you know? Baby steps. Could also have something to do with a baby. Maybe someone since had a baby, or, you know, someone could have been babying others and kind of neglecting you. I don't know, because I don't know who this is to you. It could be anyone. You know, there's a sense of baby here, whether it's an actual someone had a baby or neglected their baby, or you were their baby, either romantically or their own actual child, and they neglected you, abandoned you. It's something to do with a baby, or the word baby, the endearment, the endearing term of baby. I'm also hearing deerman, hunter, hunting. I'm getting names. Okay. The energy is still kind of hopping along. It's like skipping rocks. Okay, that could be specific for someone here. Something to do with skipping rocks or skipper. But it's like, I see somebody skipping rocks. It's like, you know, as soon as the rock comes up and then hits the water again. That's kind of like it's like a heartbeat. A little bit of nerves here, a little bit of, you know, it takes you a minute to learn how to skip rocks. It takes a minute. It's not, I don't think it's easy. Maybe you're doing it your whole life, and yeah, some people just got it like that. But, you know, for me, it wasn't easy. But, you know, you skip a rock, it's like, so I feel like the energy in my vision, it's kind of moving about like a skipping rock. Eventually, it's going to go down. Oh. It's going down in the DM. Somebody going to send you a message. Or they already have. Check your messages. Let's see. Or you'll be doing this. Sending a DM. Check your DMs. I'm also seeing like BM, like baby mama. Maybe something to do with somebody's baby mama. You know them or something, or vice versa, or you. This is a lot. Stay grounded. You may even find it not hard, but like there's a lot going on in the near future, if not right now. Not necessarily in your own life. You feel comfortable and seated. Okay, in my vision, in this auditorium, you're seated. You're trying to stay and hold on for the ride and just, you know what I'm saying? But everything else is kind of chaotic. You got the whole crowd and everybody's got their own things going on. There's a lot of energy in that room. There's a lot of energy in this world. A lot of energy in the home you're in. A lot of energy in the neighborhood you're in. A lot of energy at work. You're just trying to stay in your own lane, but still be present for other people. Again, you don't want to just be completely shut off. You want to still, you know, because you'd want that for you at some point. So I think mostly, you know, you may be your usual self, and I don't feel like you're going to, like, I think you'll hear someone out. But for the most part, I think the advice here from Spirit is to like let them do the talking, because clearly they have something to say. You've done a lot of talking before when it comes to this person. I think it feels like you did. It feels like you did. Like maybe you were the one always present, trying. Maybe you were the one that kind of gave the most approaches, or gave the most hints, or, you know, gave a, you know what I mean? Or were the one that was available to begin with and somebody wasn't, you know? It's kind of like the shoe's on the other foot now. That's what it feels like. The shoe is now on the other foot. Like, now it's your turn to receive some sort of the word's not coming to me. It's like you're receiving what you were giving out, and it's in a good way. It's just a matter of, do you want to receive it or not? I'm hearing wide receiver. It's like when they're throwing a ball, like if you're at a game, you know, and you catch it, you're going to be receiving DMs, you're going to be receiving messages from someone who, and it's going to probably feel good though, right? Like inwardly, it'll feel a little bit good that you're being acknowledged at least, or that someone wanted to sit by you instead of somewhere else. They wanted to be on your side. They're showing you they're on your side now. But again, you don't want to jump for joy and get too excited about it. You guys ever seen that cute? It's so adorable. Is it a GIF or GIF? GIF? How do you say that? GIF? GIF? You know what I'm talking about? And you can like post them. Have you seen the one of the little girl and she's in an auditorium? She's like in the stands at a game or something. She's got a blue, I think, cotton candy. Is that what it was? And she's eating it and she's like she's so happy and hyper. It's like she gets a sugar rush and you can see it on her face. She's like, if I could find that, oh my God, please let me find it. I'll try to put it up here. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like really excited, but you're like trying to contain it and hold it in. She's like, maybe you get excited, or maybe someone is going to be excited about the chance that, you know, you're gonna hold space for them, or you're going to like not run away when they try to be on your side. And maybe it feels good. It feels a lot better than being hated on any day. You know what I'm saying? It may even be like, oh, you know, it's gonna feel good because someone's finally listening to you, finally hearing you out, or finally getting it, finally waking up to something you've been trying to get them to see, or waking up to something you did in the past, get them to see. Maybe it's just that you cared, you know, or I don't know what it was, because I don't, like, again, I keep saying it, but I want to reiterate, I don't know what the connection is to this person. I don't know if it's a family member that you just, you know, or an ex, or a new person that just kind of was in and out and not really serious, or something. In some way, shape, or form, you may have even felt either dismissed or taken advantage of by this person, I feel. Like shit you did, your actions, your love was never noticed, or what you said was in one ear and out the other. But they're hearing you now. They're hearing you now. And you can, again, if you go within, like I can do it, I still have to do this. It's like every day I have to do this, right? And check myself. It's like check yourself or you wreck yourself. And it's basically us checking ourselves, like, okay, I've been here before. You know, I don't want to meet someone with hatred. I don't want to meet someone with, you know, like an eye for an eye energy. But you also have the right, if you don't feel good and your energy says somebody's off, like something's off, you also have the right to say, no, you can't sit here. Or fine, if you insist, you can sit here and I'll go sit in the seat you originally paid for. I don't mind moving. I'm not gonna make myself uncomfortable though. So if you have a right to do that, to have your boundaries, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's coming from a place of, you know, you're not doing it like, ew, yeah, no, I'm gonna go over here. Like, ew, you know, I knew you would come around eventually, or ha ha ha, like karma, you know, it's like consciously every day. I mean, it's literally, for me, it is every day. Every day. I'm not exaggerating. Every single day I have to check myself. Because I've just, you know, it's easy. We all do it. It's easy to be like, everybody else, and this, and this, and, you know, this person deserves to have this happen to them. And it's like, well, we think back. You know, at least me. I can't speak for everybody, but for me, that's the case. And I have to remind myself every day that it is a daily reminder. You would think I would get it by now, but I don't know if it's just because I'm stubborn as shit, or like maybe it's just part of the human condition. It's not like a, oh, I'm better, I've had an awakening, and no, once you see, you can't unsee, but you also still have to constantly work on yourself. I do. So I guess this whole message is, to sum it up, someone is going to be in your DMs because they're ready. It's time. Something's happened to where they're starting to see where you were coming from, or they're starting to see what you really meant to them, who you really were. That you meant well. You're not perfect, but you to them, you meant well. Or maybe you were completely innocent in the matter. I don't know how it goes again, you know. And then you'll have a choice on how you're going to handle it, what you want to do with what they communicate to you. I mean, you also have a right to be like, you know, I'm in here, I don't mind you sitting there, but like I'm in here for this right now, so I don't mind you sitting here. Again, I want to be quiet and focused. Do you mind? And if you do, this isn't like a hateful thing, but if you want to talk, I'm not really in that energy right now, so I'm thinking I might go sit somewhere else, and you can stay here. I'm not gonna like force you to move or fight over it, you know, but I'm gonna give you an option right back. Today, I'm not feeling like talking, and I don't really want to communicate, but I don't mind you sitting by me. You have a right to do that, you know, as long as you're very honest, and I don't see that being your problem. You've never had that problem. Well, maybe you did. I used to have that problem. I used to have a problem with lying, especially when I was an alcoholic. When you consume something that takes your soul, and you can Google that shit, y'all know it does, right? And to each their own, no judgment. But coming from an I place, shit tried to take my soul, and almost did. So yeah, you know, I wasn't even honest with myself, didn't know who I was, nothing, and I'm still uncovering her. But I can do it a lot easier without things, without weed, without cigarettes, without alcohol, without sex, you know? It's like a newborn baby. So I think I know more of my boundaries now. I think I know more of when I can say, you know, but I don't think usually we have a problem with being honest or blunt, especially when we're clear-minded, you know? It's like somebody wants to make sure that the two of you are good and that you're okay, and that they may want to explain something to you that's been going on, that's caused them to have some sort of realization, and they just want to know if they'll be able to reach you. For others, somebody can't reach you at all. They have no idea how to reach you, or maybe they do, but they don't know if you'll get it. Or maybe someone thinks they have some way to reach you, but it's like an account that's not even yours. It's ran by a bunch of fakes. It's like not your account. It's set up by a bunch of people who are trying to slander you. Maybe they're running it, trying to pretend they're you talking to this person, but it's not you. You never know. I've had it all. People got a lot of time. And there are people who think they're your haters, and it's like, how is that? That's a fan. You spend that much time? You trying to be me? You're not trying to harm my reputation, even if you think you are. You're making me infamous. Even more. Not necessarily the path I wanted to go down. Famous would be a lot better than infamous, but then again, either one, I don't even want either one of them, because we all know where that goes. You have to pay somebody in the end, usually with your soul. You know? Can't stop people. They're going to do crazy shit. Why am I bringing that up? See, because, again, I've said it like 12 times probably. I don't know who this is. Some of you, it's somebody, you know, nothing really bad happened, but some of you, it could have been somebody who done you real fucking dirty. I'd be careful. I'd still be careful with that. You know, and you have the right to do so. Wow, this is going all over the place. Don't let anything steal your energy and your light, you know? No matter what. if they must, and it is somebody who meant you harm, and you feel a little off, and they must do whatever they're about to do, let them. I feel like that's going to stop, though. I think that's stopping right now. I feel like some chaos is happening in people's lives who, especially the ones who are not meaning you well, but I'm not going to give them any more attention than they're trying to already steal from you. Let's talk about the ones who, you know, they weren't necessarily trying to ruin your life. Maybe they just have been really absent or dismissive, or, you know. All right, guys, the energy is calm again. It feels good. It feels like you've maintained, or you will be able to maintain, some sort of composure during it. Your own self-awareness, you'll be able to stay intact. It feels like it's going to be really good, as long as you're just consciously aware every second, you know. And the other ones, like I said, God's going to handle them. God's already handling them, just like God's handled us every time we needed it. Right? All right, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.